So if the city was founded in 753 and he was living 700 years after, think about what that means. It would be like a historian today writing about history from the 1200s. But they would be doing it without anything from that period to read or to go off of. Livy's going off of stories that may have been written down, but they might just have been stories that were passed on from one person to the other. And here's another thing to remember about Livy. Livy was living in a very, very volatile, scary political time in Roman history. The Republic was falling, the empire was rising, people had very strong political opinions, people lived and died based on their politics. So you have to remember, Livy would be biased. Whenever you're reading something, whether it be a history book or a newspaper or an internet site, you have to think about who is writing this and why are they writing it. Are they really writing unbiased, or are they writing for another reason? Are they writing because they want you to think something and not something else? And Livy certainly had bias in his writing. But that being said, a lot of the stories we have from ancient Rome, especially the early years like the kings and the monarchy, we get these stories a lot from Livy. Take all that and remember your notes are for future you.
Yeah.
Livy should be highlighted into your notebooks. You got any questions?
No.
Momo, any questions?
No.
All right.
Wait, legends and histories. Okay.
So when you tell the story, remember, a lot of the stories I'm telling you, I'm just telling you Livy's stories. And Livy, a lot of times, is telling stories that are very, very old, and he's telling them from his own perspective and his own bias. So you have to say, is this true? Is Livy trying to tell us a story? Is he telling us a lesson? Is he passing on a legend? Is he trying to convince us of something? Is he scared of something? And try to determine that and then try to get some truth out of it. Raise your hand if you are not ready to go on. All right, good job. Moving on. So we learned what a republic is, but we're not at the republic yet. We start with the monarchy. Mia, can you tell us all what a monarchy is? You shouldn't have to look at the screen.
Run by queen or king.
Okay, so when we think monarchy, we think king or queen. So Rome was founded in what year?
In 753.
753. From the year it was founded, possibly in 753, according to legend, until the time that they chased out the last king in 509 BCE, it was a monarchy run by a king. When we talk about these early kings, especially the really early ones like Romulus and a guy named Numa that you'll be hearing about soon, a lot of this is legend. A lot of these are being passed on by non-contemporary accounts. And as you can see, contemporary is a key term. When we talk about history, there it is, it's always best to have contemporary accounts. Contemporary means belonging to the same period of time. So if Livy is telling a story of something that happened 700 years before him, is that a contemporary or a non-contemporary account?
Non.
Non. Why is it non, Mia?
Because it's like how many years later he wrote like all the stories about, so it's not that at the same time. Contemporary is an
Important word. It doesn't mean eyewitness if it's contemporary. It doesn't mean they saw it. It just means the person telling the story or writing down the history lived at the same time that these things were happening. Livy is not a contemporary for his early history of Rome. Things that were contemporary for him were from like 50 BCE to 20 CE, long time after. For this slide, of course, you should have contemporary in your notes because it's big and it's highlighted. Other things, up to you. Your notes are for future Reina, future Mia, and future Dangmo. Monarchy's up to you. If you're like Mia and you've been in my classes before where we've talked about monarchy over and over, then maybe you don't need it. If monarchy is a new term for you, then it is a key term, but it's an easy one. A monarchy is usually run by a king or queen, and usually the king or queen is chosen by family. Father to son, father to daughter, etc. Raise your hand if you have any questions, or just shout them out.
No.
Raise your hand if you are not ready to go on.
Wait, I need to see how you spell period.
Yeah. Seriously? You don't know how to spell?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So we'll start now by giving an introduction, a short introduction to the kings with a little video called 7 Kings in 7 Minutes. Everyone has to cheer.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch the movie, of course, you need to earn it. The way you earn it is telling me the name of this wolf. What's her name? No, you don't need your notes, do you? It's such a cute name. Does anyone remember her name?
Luba? No.
Yes. Good job, me. I'll write it down. The she-wolf name is Lupa. And who are those two? Who are those 2 babies under Lupa drinking milk?
Romulus and
Remus.
Oh, Remus.
Romulus and Remus. And
Eric.
Momo, who are Romulus and Remus?
What?
Or Romulus.
Yeah. The founders. Momo says they're the founders of Rome. Romulus and Remus. What was your question, guys?
Can I